This is the notes for 4.2. We talked about chart of accounts, the 5 divisions, assets, liabilities, owner's equity, revenue, expenses. We talked about what a ledger account looks like, having the account name and number up top. We talked about file maintenance, how to put numbers into certain areas. And inside the ledger, if it's in between 2 accounts, you can assign it a 5 number in between. If you put it at the bottom because it's adding to the end of the list. I know there's 1,000 different what ifs, but that's all we're going to be faced with when we do our accounting for accounting 1. Remember, we're just learning all this, so that's what we're working with the ledger. Now we're going to continue moving on. We're going to be talking about posting amounts from the general debit and general ledger accounts of the journal. All right. So if you recall, we have 5 columns to the ledger. 2 of them are under the heading general debit and credit. Every time we had a number in general debit or credit, we asked you to put an account title there. We put our source documents there. Okay, so that was how we journalized. We also had 3 special amount columns. They're called special amount columns because they have an account title above them. Sales credit is 1 column, special amount columns. Sales is an account. Cash is another account, which has both debit and credit accounts. What we're talking about is posting amounts from the general debit column first, this column. Every time there's an amount in the general debit, we will post it. Okay, transferring information from the journal entry, like this supplies, to the ledger is called posting. You've heard me talk about that, and I've been saying posting, and that's what we're looking at. All right, posting entries, debits, credit affects each account. That we want to make sure we are understanding, and we want to keep an updated balance. Where is it coming from? What date? And so we're gonna walk through all this. 2 rules to posting: special amount columns and the general columns are posted individually. General debit and credit are posted individually. Separate amounts in the journal special columns, anything in sales, debits, and credits, are not. So debit and general debit and credit here are going to be posted individually. These in sales and cash debit and credit are not. We will post these totals at the end. It says instead, the special amount columns, sales, cash debit, cash credit, are posted, totals are posted in the accounts. Okay, so we'll post those totals. So that's why the heading says from general debit. We're only going to work with general debit right now, then we'll work with general credit. Okay, when an entry in a journal includes an amount, special amount column, the journal is posted individually. We've explained that multiple times. Okay, what do? We write the date, the page number of the journal, the amount of the item, and the amount's new balance. So here's the date, step 1. Okay, the journal page is over here, so that's step 2. We put that in the post reference of the ledger. Okay, we've already opened the account by putting the name and the account number. So then when we post the general debit, January 2nd, the page number. We write debit, so we put it in the debit. There's no balance here. This is the first entry, so 0, there's nothing, so we put the 165 balance into the debit underneath the balance section. Step 5 of the balance is, and this shows you the adding 0 plus 165. Step 5 is the one that people put first or out of order, and we really should be putting it last. And what it is the account number goes up here. This shows you in the journal where you last posted, in case you excuse me, get stopped, halfway posting, or you get interrupted, or whatever the case may be. You always want to put that last. It's to show you that you have posted this and that this supplies number entry has been put into the supplies ledger. So date, page number, debit or credit, the balance, and then the account number last. That's what they show you how to do it there. Posting a second amount to an account. So if we have supplies here, okay, excuse me, and we're going to be putting another one in there, we want to do this just in the exact order. We're in chronological order, so date, page number, We have $220 debit, so we put it to debit. So debit plus a debit, 165 plus 220 equals 385. They're talking about why this post-reference column is done. We do it so we can find out where the source of what page number comes from the journal, and it comes here. We can trace it from the account number. So we put it here, then we can make sure that we post-reference from the journal to the account. And if it's interrupted, we understand where we're starting and stopping when we're doing our posting. That's why we just said before it's always last to be the last procedure in the posting process. This is a reminder I just mentioned earlier. Each separate account in the general and debit columns are posted individually. This is something we didn't talk about. The totals of these will not be posted. This is just explaining how we posted supplies on the 5th. The 5 dates, or 5 steps: date, page number, debit or credit. If there are 2 debits, you add them together. All right, so now we're going to be posting an amount from the general credit column. Same 5 setup, same setup here where we have a 0 balance plus an entry. This one, for example, is the $2,000 owner invested $2,000 in cash and capital. So when we're posting, do we post the cash one individually? No, we don't post sales cash individually. We only post the totals. We do post individually the general debit or general credit. So this one is from the credit. So step 1 is we go to the Michael Delgado Capital, because that's the account title, put the date, the page number, $2,000 credit this time, and then as it shows you here, 0 plus 2,000 equals 2,000. So you put a $2,000 credit here. And then last step is putting the account title of the capital, 310, into the post reference. That's it.